We've known for quite some time that Trump supporters were being targeted by the Democrats, Biden, the DOJ, the FBI, and many others, but now we know how they were doing it. And you may recall that some time ago, the Department of Homeland Security came out and created this group. It was called the Homeland Intelligence Experts Group. Wow, very fancy. And it was made up of people like these two guys, James Clapper, former director of national intelligence, who signed the letter saying that Hunter Biden's laptop was possibly Russian disinformation. Turns out he was lying about that. He was also joined by John Brennan, ex-CIA director, also signed that lie letter. And they were the formation of this group. Now, this group has been disbanded because of some amazing work from our friends at America First Legal. But this is what it looked like when Mayorkas announced it, because even though the group has been disbanded, they haven't gone anywhere, okay? They just changed their name. I'll show you that in a minute. But here is what the announcement was back September 19, 2023. The Homeland Intelligence Experts Group. Wow. And we're going to look at their internal meetings and their notes from those meetings so we can see what they were talking about and how they were going to be targeting Trump supporters. But look at all these people who are on this. We're focused on counterterrorism and all this stuff. It's John Bellinger, John Brennan, who we just learned about, James Clapper, and a bunch of other deep state hacks on the list. Now, this committee, this little group, has been disbanded because of the work of America First Legal and some other Congress people who've dug into it. But they didn't go anywhere. They just changed their name. And we're going to come back and see what that new name is in a second. But let me show you what we have been able to uncover courtesy of our friends at America First Legal. They have an exclusive here. They got their hands on some new documents. They tell us that the deep state reveals that the Biden administration views Trump supporters as domestic terrorism threats, that they are releasing the second tranche of internal files from the Homeland Intelligence Experts Group, the group that we just talked about that was created by Homeland Security. They got this through litigation. You remember Rick Grinnell, ambassador under Trump. They were suing the Biden Department of Homeland Security. This is the big one because what they're looking at is how to gather intelligence and how to go after different segments of American society that don't comport with their political operation. So this installment from America First Legal exposes how the Biden administration classifies someone who is a person likely to commit domestic violent extremist attacks. Oh no, particularly those who support President Trump. You're kidding me. Or if you're in the military, or if you're religious, like you believe in Jesus. So under the Brennan Clapper committee, those two guys who lied to all of us in their fake letter, under their committee approach to national security, when everything else fails, they should be using these different labels, right? If you see people that have these indicia, these characteristics, there might be terrorists. If they're in the military or if they're religious, they can then profile people and tag them as having indicators of extremism or terrorism. Now, this is from their notes. Okay, so they're all in there having their little deep state CIA spook meetings, and they're writing these notes down in these documents. So let's read into those documents. They write here, according to the group, we should be more worried about these. Now, they're going to use this as a pretext for Homeland Security to start spying on these people, to spy on the Trumpers, the religious people, the military people. And Homeland Security is not really supposed to have domestic spying powers, are they? Let's see. So here is something from their notes. They wrote, if you ask researchers, whoever that happens to be with this new organization, to dive into indicators of extremists and terrorism, so who are the people that were terrorists, like blew up 9/11, the Twin Towers on 9/11 and the so-called Pentagon and all these things. Literally those types of people, they might indicate being in the military or being religious. Just broad strokes there. This being identified as an indicator suggests we should be more worried about these military people or religious people. What, American military? Why would they be extremists or terrorists? So we need the space to talk about it honestly. So we can't rule these people out. They're Christian nationalists or something. We could all die. So the group then went on, right? That's just the warm up. The group then went on to discuss how, quote, most of the domestic terrorism threat now comes from, guess who? Trumpers. Here's their other note. It seems that most of the domestic terrorism threat now comes from supporters of the former president. That's Trump. It is not like you want a political advantage, but people have attacked the government and its institutions for the last 6 years. And Trump's behind all of it. attacking the government and its institutions. It's called petitioning your government for a redress of grievances. We don't like how the DOJ is operating. We don't like how the State Department is operating, or how any institutions are operating. We're all tired of it, and we want our government to do better. So it's not an attack. It's not like a foreign entity, a foreign power is coming and attacking the institutions. It's saying we need some serious reform, and we're entitled to that as Americans. It's the whole process of petitioning your government for a redress of grievances so that they improve and our lives get better. But they frame everything as we're under attack and then come after the people who are the so-called attackers. So they were investigated. Congress looked into them. They ultimately disbanded themselves, but we know what they were doing. Now, they're not gone, okay? So even though that group has disbanded, look at this. New and hot, fresh out of the oven, May 17, 2024, they have a new committee. DHS announces the creation of the Homeland Intelligence Advisory Board. Wait a minute. You're saying, wait a minute. I thought that was old and they disbanded that. No. That's not the advisory board. That was the Intelligence Experts Group. So that's the first one that was back in September 19, 2023. This is the new one, Homeland Intelligence Advisory Board. So from Intelligence Experts Group to Homeland Advisory Board. You see, same stuff. Going to be doing the same thing. They even tell us that they announced the creation of this, which was established a long time ago. And the board builds upon, literally, they tell us, the board builds upon the success of the prior group that was established before. And we're going to do the same thing to provide a range of different views and perspectives on the intelligence issues and challenges. And so they will continue to exist. This entity, this effort from Biden and DHS and the DOJ and the FBI and all of the rest of the deep staters, not going anywhere. They're going to continue to try to censor and investigate every single Trump supporter, anybody who doesn't support them. They have these little committees now that are popping up all over the place. These are the things that we know about. And when they get investigated and disbanded, they just reconstitute themselves under a new name because they're on a mission, and the mission is to win at all costs the Constitution, civil liberties, and our rights be damned. So we're going to continue to cover this, keep our eyes on it, see if Congress and other legal groups get in on it, and keep the pressure on them. We'll be here continuing to keep our pressure on them from our seat and our chair here. But now I want to tell you about an interesting technological development I discovered recently. We look around and see everything is getting electrified these days. Our government is pouring billions of dollars into electric vehicle adoption. We have wind and solar farms popping up in more and more locations, and consumers are taking their power supply situation into their own hands with local and self-owned battery storage solutions. And now there is a technology that can enhance each of these industries by increasing the efficiency of their products and services. It's about how we move electricity between the power lines and our devices, and we do it through power inverters. But what exactly is a power inverter? Simply put, it's a device that converts direct current, you've heard of DC power like in batteries, to alternating current or AC power. This is a critical requirement of and component for many electrical systems. And since more and more is being electrified around us now, the global inverter market is booming, projected to reach $117 billion by 2029. Hillcrest Energy Technologies is leading the way with their revolutionary inverter technology platform. They've developed a proprietary combination of hardware and control firmware that offers unparalleled power conversion capabilities because they've done an amazing thing. Developed both the physical components of the inverter and the software that controls the device itself. It's called zero voltage switching, ZVS, and Hillcrest technology sets new standards with higher switching frequencies and reduced electromagnetic interference, offering improved system reliability and extended lifespan. This makes it ideal for a wide range of applications, from the automotive industry to energy storage systems. Whether it's vehicles, e-mobility, or grid-connected power generation, Hillcrest's inverters are adaptable to numerous fast-growing market segments. segments. Let's apply it to electric vehicles. Hillcrest's technology means significant cost savings and efficiency improvements. Imagine up to $2,200 in savings per vehicle in production, a 50% reduction in the size of the DC link capacitors, and an improved efficiency of up to 99.7%. This translates to a reduction in battery pack size and weight, enhanced charging capabilities, and improved motor efficiencies, which would lead to better performance and longer range. Hillcrest's inverters also provide substantial benefits in grid-tied applications. Wind farms, for example, see a major revenue boost with better inverters. For example, a 250 megawatt solar farm would see an additional $13 million increase in potential revenues over the lifetime of the farm, with just a 2% increase in inverter efficiency. With improved power quality, harmonics, lower shielding requirements, Hillcrest technology not only enhances performance, but it also reduces costs and environmental impact. Behind this inverter innovation is a team with nearly 100 years of combined experience in the automotive sector and over 125 years of experience in power electronics and control industries. CEO Don Curry brings decades of experience in North American equity markets and public company financing. CFO Darren Gordon, a chartered professional accountant, has over 2 decades of public company practice. COO Jamie L. Hogue offers significant leadership in energy, water, natural resources, and sustainability, and there's many more. And their strategic partnership with Systematic strengthens their capabilities, ensuring they remain at the forefront of the industry. Hillcrest are already seeing strong commercial momentum with multiple co-development projects underway and potential OEM partnerships in the works. Their asset-light business model allows them to scale quickly and effectively, positioning them for rapid revenue growth when the time is right. And with a growing IP portfolio and a robust market strategy, Hillcrest Energy Technologies has a market capitalization of about $30 million USD, with 97.9 million basic shares outstanding and 143.4 million fully diluted shares. Their robust capital structure, combined with significant insider and institutional ownership, underscores investor confidence in Hillcrest's vision and their execution. Learn more about Hillcrest Energy Technologies and how you can join them in their commitment to powering the future with cutting-edge energy solutions. For more information, visit the link in the description below and learn more about Hillcrest Energy Technologies today.